What's up, guys? Jason here, and you're watching Maine freshwater exploration going deep. I'm up in the North Bay of Moosehead Lake today, over by Northeast Carry. I had done a video here, not this past winter, but the winter before, where the 1,000-foot steamship pier used to be out in front of the landing. And so I came back today, I got the claw on the drone, and we're gonna see what we can find and possibly recover in and around for artifacts around the pier remains. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate your support, and thank you very much. And let's get into it, guys. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what's down there. Thank you guys very much for watching the video and for making it to this point in the video. Some of these videos I like to add some parting thoughts and observations. I'll put in the description the source of those pictures at the end that show that 1,000-foot steamship pier at Northeast Carry. Both the view of at the end of it, looking in towards the buildings, and also looking out at a steamship that's docked there. For the time, what an impressive thing that must have been, to not only see but what it would have taken to build that at that time. And then of course, that's not like your camp dock that you pull in in the fall and put out in the spring. I'm sure that stayed there and probably needed constant upkeep, with the ice and the wind and ships come. I mean, those aren't canoes coming. Them some pretty serious ships coming in and out of there. Back in the heyday of that, in that time frame, those steamships, besides bateaus or whatever else was used to get up and down the lake, that's how the people traveled there. And Northeast Carry was a major point, sort of a gateway to the rest of the North Maine woods, to get up through to Chamberlain and Chesuncook and those different places there. And it blows my mind thinking back to when people would portage their canoes from there to wherever they were going. I mean, it's not a hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, that's some pretty serious adventuring and excursions to get through there. If you haven't read some of the books about the Maine woods from Henry David Thoreau, I highly suggest, especially if you like that area, I highly recommend and suggest you read them. I live in central Maine. It takes me about 3 hours to drive there, up through towards Millinocket and then onto the Golden Road and down around through, depending on how the condition the road's in, it takes me about 3 hours. And, the trips back then, you're talking days, weeks, by boat, and then through the woods here and there. But I can imagine, carrying the boats, which I'm sure weren't light, through the woods on these carry trails, these portage trails. The bugs must have been just, I can't even imagine what that was like. Definitely a much different time than what we live in now. But, as with progress and everything else, it's neat to, first of all, have, something from the mid to late 1800s that someone, had with them, and then it made it into the lake for me to find, 150 years later, give it maybe more. I mean, that's neat to think about. And, I'm sure that whatever the story is behind, how did it get to the lake? Did it travel by horse and carriage and then steamship, up the lake? Probably. And that's neat to think about, some of the stories behind it. I had someone comment on one of my videos the other day, the one where I'm grabbing bottles at the junction. And, it's like if you try to explain to these people back then that in 100 years or more, someone would come along with an underwater drone or underwater robot, however you could try to explain it to them, and that they would send it down you could watch on a screen it picking it up and then bringing it home and cleaning it up and, you know, keeping it as a souvenir or whatever, they'd think you were nuts. So, I mean, it's definitely interesting, to say the least, to think about, you know, these things, these pieces of history traveling to these places and then sitting there for more than a century. You know, all the activity going on above, you know, all the seasons. I mean, it's just, to me, I find it fascinating. Well, that's going to do it for this time, guys. Thanks again very much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your support, and we'll see you on the next one.